All right, let's look at slope here. I'll pick maybe green. So rise over run, that's the slope, right? But before we start, if we think, is this going to be positive or a negative slope? And we always look as we're going left to right, just like when we read. Is it going up or down? As I go from left to right, you can see it's going up. So we know that this is going to be a positive slope. Okay. So starting on the left point, so we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. Right. Sorry, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we go 1, 6, 7, 8, 9 is the rise. The run is 1, 2, 3, 4. We know it's a positive slope. So we can say m is equal to 9 over 4. Now, can that be simplified? We don't have any common factors with 9 and 4. You could write this and say that's same as 2 1/4, but we'll just leave it as an improper fraction. That's fine. Number 2, looks like we have a negative slope here, right? Because as we're going from left to right, it's going down. So start with the left one. I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's a negative 7, right? And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in this case, m equals negative 7 over 6. And this, well, 7's a prime number, so it cannot be simplified because 6 is not a multiple of 7. Okay. All right, let's go to maybe change the color to, I don't know, let's go with kind of a red. So positive slope because we're going up, right? So 1, 2, 3 is the rise, and the run is 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we have m is equal to 3, over 4. Okay. And negative slope here, because we are going down if we look from left to right. Maybe it's just a different blue, I don't know. So it's only going down 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So in this case, m is equal to 1 over 4, and it's a negative 1 over 4, right? All right, so finding the slope when it's written in, well, this is already written in slope-intercept form. So y equals mx plus b. So the m is the coefficient, the number in front of x. So this is m. So m equals 5 over 4 here. Here we have coefficient of x here. So in this case, m is equal to negative 1/2. And here we have 7, right? So m equals 7. Notice how we always have y equals. That's the only case. If they said 2y equals, well, it's not finished yet. This is the tricky one here. It's like there's no x. It's not too tricky, but we could always think about it as y equals 5 no matter what. So if you think about a graph, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5, right? That's just saying it's like this flat slope because y is no matter what forever. Y is equal to 5, right? But that's the same as saying y equals 0x plus 5. Well, we wouldn't need to say 0x because that's just 0. The slope is 0, it's flat. Okay. So here the m is equal to 0. Alright. So when we're finding the slope when it's graphed, it's pretty easy just to count the rise and the run. Unless of course it was really far apart, it would be hard to count that. But when we look algebraically, I could go ahead and plot these points, but like look at this one. This is far. But I know that it's rise over run, right? And the rise is the difference in the y values, right? This is my x. It always goes like this, x and then y. So this, I'm going to call this one x1, y1, because this is the first point. We could have called this the first point. x2, y2. Okay. I want to find the difference in the y value. So that's just y1 minus y2. That's going to give me my rise, right? And the difference in the x values are the run, the horizontal, right? So x1 minus x2. Good. So, I mean, now that I've labeled these, and it's quite important to do that so that we can keep track of things. So I have -4 minus 38 over 16 minus 23. Well, this is going to be negative 42. And then here we're going to have -7. Which actually, it's going to be a positive value. 42 divides evenly by 7. Okay, so that's just going to equal to 6. So m is equal to 6. That wasn't too bad. Same thing here. Let's label x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay. To get that rise over run, let's say -1/2. This is a fraction. Eek. What can we deal with that? -4. Okay. Divided by, and we have 5 minus 7. So that, well, what are we going to do there? So -1/2, so that's -4.5. I could say -4.5. Feel more comfortable with that. Over -2. This is positive 4.5 over 2 because a negative divided by a negative. Now, that fraction needs to be made into a fraction without decimals. But if I multiply both the numerator and denominator by 2, that will make this 9, right? This is a tricky one. So I have 9 over 4. We've seen this slope before, right? So m is equal to 9 over 4. I think we saw it in one of the earlier questions.